Hello, this is cruise vlog number 8 of our Mexican Riviera cruise. This is the final vlog in this series and recaps our trip to Ensenada, Mexico, and to the various wineries that we went to on our excursion, as well as showing some pictures and video from our excursion to the airport here and at the end of the video. Hope you enjoy.
Like we're still in the water, we haven't docked yet. No, we're missing.
And it is sadly the last day of the cruise. It is Sunday, the day we get off the ship and do our LA excursion, which is just driving around to a bunch of areas and then getting dropped off at the airport, and we finally get to go home and see our kitties. But yesterday was a fantastic last full day to the cruise. It was in Ensenada. We'd been there before. We went there back in 2020 on our last cruise along the Baja California part of Mexico. And this excursion was just called Wine Country. A wine country tour. Wine country bus tour, I think is what the official name was. And the reason we wanted to do it is because last time whoa, that was just a pelican that flew by the window. But the last time we did this excursion, we had a great time. It was actually the excursion that made Tori realize she actually likes olives, because they make their own olives there, and they're fresh olives, like they're real olives. They're not de-pitted, so you have to worry about the pit, and you just got to eat around it. But essentially, the way the excursion worked, well, actually, let's start from the beginning. So yesterday morning, I haven't been feeling too great the last 2 days. Like, I've been feeling kind of like how Tori did at the beginning, like just a little cold, sniffling and coughing, stuff like that. So I was kind of worried about this trip because I woke up not feeling too good. And it got better throughout the day. We have Dayquil, and I was like taking that in Zicam every 3 hours if I could, or when I could, and all that. And it worked for the most part because I was able to enjoy the excursion until we were coming back. Then I started feeling crappy. But we left the boat right around noon. Before that, we just kind of hung around and didn't really do much, just got some food. But we left the boat around noon and got on a bus, which took us straight to this winery that was about 45-50 minutes away. And we got to see all of Mazatlan on the way there, or sorry, Ensenada on the way there. I am doing terrible with these names, rewatching these videos. I've gotten Puerto Vallarta wrong, I've gotten Mazatlan wrong, I've got Ensenada wrong. Anyway, but we get there to the first winery. It's called El Cetro, or El Cetro? Cetro? El Cetro, there it is, C-E-T-T-O. And apparently this is one of the largest wineries in Mexico, if not the largest. Are you okay?
Yes. Don't worry about me.
Okay. So we get there, and first they give us a tour of the whole place. They show us where the steel tanks are, where they have a lot of their white wines. Then they show us the barrels where they age a lot of their red wines. And they use 2 different types of wood in their barrels. They either use French, like old French wine barrels that aren't used anymore because they don't, I guess in France they can only be used for like one type of wine, and then they have to be discarded or sold. And then the other one is American oak barrels, and they even said that they source their wood from like Virginia, Minnesota, Ohio, and stuff like that. So we got to see those, and then they took us to another section which showed like kind of the history of what they use for winemaking, like the state-of-the-art press from back in 1955 that they used, and the auger that they used back in the 70s to get wine up to the top of the new press that they're using, or something like that. So that was cool to kind of see a little bit of the history. And then we got to the wine tasting part, and we got to try 4 different wines, 2 whites and 2 reds, and they didn't bother with any of that sherry crap this time. So it was just I think it was a something blanc, and then a Sauvignon Blanc, and then a Gamay Cabernet, which was my favorite. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled like gamey, but they said Gamay. So I'm assuming it's Gamay and not gamey. But we got some of that Cabernet, and then just a normal Cabernet Sauvignon, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, we liked them all, and then it was also served with this really nice, just basic Italian bread, olive oil, and cheese that they got from Costco. They specified that. But it was delicious. We got one bottle of wine at the first place. We actually got one of their rosés because we didn't try that last time. We wanted to see what that's like. And then the second place we went, when we went on it the first time, we got tequila samples and wine. But I think that was just because we were forced to be inside and there weren't that many people, so they were just trying to make us happy. And this time we just got the wine samples, but like the wine samples they give you are like 3-4 ounce samples. They're almost like full glasses of wine. And so after I had the samples at the first winery and the samples at the second winery, I probably drank the equivalent of 4 glasses. And so we were feeling good. There were also a bunch of kitties at the second place that we tried to pet and kind of got to, but they were definitely wild cats and only cared about food. So if you didn't have food, they wouldn't let you get near them. But they were very, very cute. And then Tori got a plate of tacos, which were very, very nice. The guacamole on the tacos was great. And then we got a couple more bottles of wine from there. I think we got a Cabernet, and we wanted to get a Chardonnay, but they didn't have any. So I think we got a Cabernet and some sort of white wine. I can't remember. Our suitcase is taken already, so we'll get it at once we get off the ship. But we had a great time at the wine country tour. But then whenever we were coming back, I started really not feeling too good. Just head hurting, couldn't really breathe, that sort of thing. So when we got back, we pretty much went straight to the... Well, first we wanted to see if the dining hall was open and very busy. And I cannot believe how many people are out and about on the last night of the cruise. See, we did that our first cruise. Like, we tried to make the most of it because it was only 5 days. So yeah, we were out the last night trying to get all of our money's worth. And then we realized once you do a bunch of these cruises and you're on the last night, you can have just as much fun ordering room service and watching the Blues game in your bed starting at like 7 o'clock and never exit your room. Which is exactly what we did. We ordered room service. I got pizza. Tori got, I think, BLT or something. No, a turkey sandwich and a Caesar salad. And we had a great time. The Blues actually won. It was a close game. It was 3-2. It was exciting. So we just hung out in the room for the last day and had a great time. So now we have our tour of LA today. Get to see Beverly Hills, Santa Monica Pier, and I think a couple other places. And then we get dropped off at the airport and get to head home. Not gonna get home until like 11:50 though, but it'll feel like 9:50 here, or to us. It's just gonna be really late, and I gotta work in the morning. Oh well. But that's pretty much our cruise. We had an amazing time. Don't know where our next cruise is going to be, but I'll do more of these vlogs then. So, if anyone's watching these, thank you for watching them. This is probably going to be the end, so hope you decide to do a cruise someday too. They're worth it. And
We still have an excursion though.
we do. We're getting on that now, but we're walking the bridge off the cruise to go get our luggage. It's a sad day.
And that was cruise vlog number 8, the final vlog in this series. Thank you so much for watching, and here are a few remaining photos from the excursion to the airport, in which we got to go through Beverly Hills as well as going out to Santa Monica Pier. We got to try some food, we got to walk out on the pier, I stepped foot on the beach so that I could say that I did, as well as just had an overall wonderful time on this trip. Thank you so much for watching all of these videos, and I will probably do something like this in the future on the next cruise that we go on. Again, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.